Hey folks, you ever see somebody make sushi out on the homestead? You're going to today. Stick around. So one of Kelly's favorite things is sushi. Not so much the raw stuff. We kind of tend to lean towards the cooked stuff. And they were starting to make it here in our local grocery store, but they could never keep a sushi chef for some reason. Say that 4 times quick. So we kind of lost our outlet for sushi unless we want to drive an hour, which if we're already in the big city, we sometimes go by and get it. But it's not hard to make. It scares people, but it shouldn't. So we'll show you how to make it, just a few steps and a couple, tools that you may need to buy, and we'll get her done. So really the only specialty items you need is nori, which is a dried seaweed, a rolling mat. Some people just use plastic wrap, and some sushi rice, which we have right here. It's a small grain rice made for sushi, and there's a recipe for cooking it. It involves, of course, rice and water, and then after you cook it, you add some rice wine vinegar, some sugar, some salt, and season the sushi. There's recipes on YouTube on how to make sushi rice, so we're not going to bother you with that step. So first things first, we'll put our mat down right here. We'll put a sheet of nori on our mat, and I put the rough side up so it sticks to the rice really well. We've already got our rice cooked, and we're going to make 4 rolls. So I'm splitting our rice in the pot to about 4 servings. So on our nori, we just spread it out with our fingers, and the sushi rice, after you cook it, it's kind of sticky. So we'll spread it all across our little sheet of nori here. And it's good to keep a little cup full of water when you're spreading this stuff out, which I don't have yet, but they're right here in front of me. Some people will actually put the rice wine vinegar mixture in the water. That way it doesn't change your flavors when you use the water. And you're just spreading it out evenly. A little more in this corner here. Now if you use enough rice and you do it on like a sheet of plastic wrap, you can almost get by without the nori if you don't care for that flavor, because some people don't care for the seaweed flavor. Alright, we've got our rice just about patted out where we need it. So now if you're going to do anything to the outside, like put some kind of coating on it or something, because we're going to roll these kind of inside out, a lot of your sushi rolls will have the nori on the outside, so you would roll it this way. But we're going to have the rice on the outside. So for this roll I'm going to do for Kelly, we're going to put a little everything bagel mixture on the rice. It's got different kinds of seeds and stuff like that, and that'll dress it up real nice on the outside. So to this mixture now, we got to take this and we're going to flip this over on our mat, putting the rice side down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with some cream cheese, and I just slice it with a butter knife right off the little square here, and we're going to do 3 little pieces of that. just like that. And then now we're going to do some smoked salmon. It's the honey smoked salmon, this kind we got. Really tasty. I've already nibbled on some. We'll put a little short piece over here. We're also going to put some sticks of cucumber in here. And I've cut these to where they almost go full length like that. Now we're going to take this and we're going to roll it up. So you want to take your mat on this side and you want to bring it over and then push that right down into that other side like that. And then you lift your mat, you roll it a little bit more, squeeze it down. Then you're going to roll a little bit more and squeeze it down. And then you're going to take your roll, put it right here in the middle, and give it another good squeeze. Just like that. So now once your roll is done, you can remove your mat. We have our nice little sushi roll there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some plastic wrap and we put plastic wrap down over our roll on our clean counter here. And then we're going to squish that plastic wrap down there like that. Get it tight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with a sharp knife, and I've just sharpened this. You're going to first cut it in half like that, and then you're going to rinse your blade in the sink. You don't want any of that starch from the rice to stay on your blade, and you want your blade moist so it'll cut right through without sticking. And then we'll cut those in half, rinse your blade. You can also have a wet towel next to you, works good. The plastic wrap is holding our roll together as we slice it. And then we're going to go through each of those again and slice them in half again. And we'll come back when we got it done. Alright, we're on our last slice here. So now you can remove your plastic wrap. I trimmed a little edge off of there because it wasn't pretty. And tonight we're doing paper plate sushi, which seems right to do here on the homestead. And we just kind of offset our little rolls there. Do 4 of them on each side. Let's turn this one around. It wants to fall over. Make our plate look pretty. So now we're going to do something special on top. So what I do is I put the sauces I'm going to use in these little Ziploc snack bags, and I got 3 different kinds. I got hoisin, sweet chili, and this is a hot mayo, sriracha mayo. So just like the little tip everybody learns with the little redneck piping bags you got going on here, I'm going to put a dollop of this sriracha mayo on top. Just like that. And then I think for a little bit of sweetness, we're also going to put a little drop of our hoisin sauce on there also, right in the middle. Must have not got that cut far enough. See if that did it. Here we go. There is our sushi on the homestead right there, folks. So I'm going to make her another one right now. We'll show you the next one. All right, we've got another sheet of nori. Make sure you only got one sheet because they kind of stick together. You can almost see through it. So again, rough side up. We're going to get another quarter of our rice on top of our nori. Let me get most of it off my fingers so I can dip in the water here. All right, let's get this spread out. Basically just using your fingertips, folks. That's all you're doing. But you want a good even layer. If you like a little more rice, use a little more rice. It's up to you. You're making it, right? Make it to your taste. Put whatever fillings you want inside of it. This is pretty much a blank canvas, really. You can get all Bob Ross on your sushi rolls. Get all crazy, have some happy accidents. Okay, I think we got it. Now on this one, I'm going to do sesame seeds. You can do fried onions, crunch them up, put them on here, whatever you want. But Kelly likes sesame seeds. So we're going to go sesame seeds on this one. If you don't like seeds, sesame seeds, whatever, don't use them. Nobody says you gotta. So we'll flip this one over, just like we flipped the other one over. Wash our hands a bit. Now on this one, we're going to do shrimp. Kelly absolutely loves shrimp and seafood. So these I think are what size are these? Like 31, number 31 shrimp maybe? Something like that. Now we're also going to use cucumber on this one because Kelly's a big fan of cucumber. But instead of the cream cheese, we are going to use avocado. So we cut the end off of the avocado, the pointy end, and then we're going to go all the way around like that, like you normally would. I always just by default take the one that the pit is not in. So just like the cream cheese, take you a butter knife, and because we cut the end of it off, we can get in here with our butter knife and just scoop that avocado right out of there like that. Just take whatever sliver you want. Put it right in there. Another little bit right here in the center. There we go. Now I'm going to put a little salt and pepper on top of our avocado. Alright, we'll season that avocado just a little bit. A little bit of pepper. Just like that. And then now we're going to roll. Shove our shrimp back in there. So we're going to come all the way over the top, and then we're going to pull it in like that. Roll a little more, pull it in. Our shrimp come out of the end there. Roll a little more, squeeze it in there. Now it'd probably be better if you took your shrimp and cut them just a little bit, like if this was your shrimp, on the belly of the shrimp, cut it a little bit and then your shrimp will lay down flat and you won't have the issues I'm having here on the end. So now our roll is out on the counter. Remember, we're going to get our plastic wrap. Put it down tight over your roll. Get your mat again. Squish it down. And then we're going to slice it in the same fashion that we did before. Our mat's a little wet, so it's wanting to stick to the plastic wrap. Now this one I'm doing with some of our sweet chili sauce. I can get the end of it cut there. Now some people will do this. There it is. So I'm going to change mine up a little bit. I'm not a big fan of nori. I don't really like the flavor of it. So I'm going to go all rice on mine. So we'll get our rice here. And I'm going to use more rice since I'm going all rice, and that way it holds together a little better maybe. This is kind of an experiment. So let's put our sushi rice out here on the mat. I wet the mat a little bit, got it a little bit damp so the rice wouldn't stick to the mat. This may be an absolute disaster, or it may work fine. So like when you're forming hamburger patties, how you kind of squish everything together. You don't want loose stuff that's going to fall off. You want to stick the rice together. So since we don't have nori on here, we don't have to flip it over on the counter. All right. In mine, I'm going to go with some shrimp. Not a fan of cucumber, so we're going to forego that. But I am a fan of avocado, so we're going to go with some avocado. We're just going to use what's left of this half of avocado. And I'm also going to put some smoked salmon on here. We're going to go big with this one. Just like that. I'm going to scrunch some up too and put some in the middle. I had some left there. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different with this even further. Now, I love wasabi, and of course the stuff you get in the United States isn't real wasabi. It's a colored horseradish. But I'm going to put it on the inside of my roll so I don't have to mess with it on the outside. It'll already have the flavor built in. Kelly's not a big fan of hot stuff, so I don't even know if she uses wasabi, but I love it. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of our hoisin right in the middle, just like that. And I also want to salt and pepper our avocado, so it's got a little flavor boost. There we go. Let's see if we can roll this up or if we're just going to make a mess. I've seen it done, but I've never done it myself. So let's roll that on over, have it meet the other side. How you doing? A little further. Got a shrimp trying to escape. Pack these sides in real good because it'll all stick together. Roll it, squish it, roll it, squish it real good. Shove that in the sides. So let's see what we got. Not terrible. We'll see if we can cut it. We may have to eat this with a fork, folks. Little plastic wrap, just like we did the other ones. You can already see my rice is coming apart right there. Now I need to dry off my sushi mat because otherwise it's going to stick. Alright, got our mat dried off. We're going to squish this thing together, put some tension on it, and because the plastic wraps around it, we can push in the ends real tight. While we hold the end like this, just shove that in there, make it nice and tight. Okay, there we go. Looks good. Let's get our knife washed up. All right, see if we can get this. Nice. All right, I'm going to do the rest. The one thing I forgot to tell you is put your fingers on the back side and hold the back of both of those slices, and it'll kind of hold things together and keep you from smashing the roll. And that's even with the nori. Alright, and then the other thing I forgot to show you with your knife, just come underneath here on the counter, and that'll free your roll from the counter so your roll doesn't come apart when you take it up. So let me get my paper plate. Paper plate sushi, baby. to come apart. Stuck to my fingers. Yeah, it's not wanting to hold together as well. Wanting to come apart. Working a little bit better with the knife. The ones I'm using the knife on actually look decent. See if we can do a little repair job on here so they look okay. Not terrible. So let's dress these babies up. I love hoist in, so we're going to go with some of that, obviously. And then we're also going to go with some the sriracha mayo. Like that. And what the heck, let's go with some sweet chili sauce too. Let's get all crazy. You know when Bob Ross should stop and he adds that extra tree? That's what we're doing right here. We're putting that little extra tree in the picture. There you go. I think it's a masterpiece. What do you think, folks? Would you eat that? I think it looks pretty tasty. Now, my daughter used to order what was called a tiger's eye, which is a whole half of an avocado with crab meat on the inside. And then they would put some crunchy onions and then some sriracha sauce and some kind of sweet sauce on top of that. It was really good. So I made me one of those. Made a tiger eye. So we have my tiger eye. We've got my crazy sushi I made for myself. We've got our smoked salmon and cream cheese roll there. Actually, that's what that one is. And then this is a shrimp, cucumber, and avocado roll. So there's our paper plate sushi, folks. What do you think? So I'm going to try a bite of mine. See if I can do this without making a crazy mess. Not as easy to get a hold of as a normal roll with the nori. Let's give it a shot. Mmm. Wow. Love that. Got the horseradish or the wasabi in the background. Got that sweetness of the sauce on the top with the creamy avocado. You got the smokiness from the smoked salmon and the shrimp. Love it. Well, Kelly's going to be home in about 10 minutes. She's going to love dinner tonight. Even though she requested it, she knows she's getting it. But she's going to have a yummy good time with it. So, hope you enjoyed this. It's not super hard to make, especially if you're using the nori. It comes right together, really. So, hope you try it if you like sushi. So, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Come back and see us here on Mark Kelly Farm. Content's always free here, folks.